Anyway, welcome back, everyone. This is part 4 of the King's Castle, King James, along with Blair Chopin. And it's time now for our picks for What's Hot for the Week. So, Mr. Chopin, you're first.
Jeez, what is hot for the week? I haven't really had time to pay attention to much pop culture. Honestly, what's hot tonight is the 2 college basketball games that are on ESPN.
Yes, Duke and Carolina.
Duke and Carolina kicks us off. And you're gonna love this. In their last 96 meetings, Duke has won 48 games. Carolina's won 48 games.
Oh,
split
so we're in a
evenly
dead
down
heat.
the middle. And during those 96 games, over them total, both teams have scored the exact same number of points.
What? That's crazy.
So that shows you how competitive.
I didn't even know that, actually.
How competitive these games actually are. This one's going to be interesting. I think UNC is a better team, but the game tonight is in Durham. Coach K just came back from his injury a few games ago. I think it's going to be a tough atmosphere. But honestly, I'm not sure if Duke's ready to win a game like this. I'll pick Carolina by a few points. And then the other game, the game following that, is going to be incredible.
Okay.
And off on the West Coast, Oregon and UCLA.
Uh-oh.
No one is playing better basketball in America.
That should make for a very interesting match indeed.
No one's playing better basketball in America than Oregon. Arizona was red hot. Played Oregon on Saturday. Oregon beat them by 30 points. Might be the best win I've seen all season.
Wow.
As far as how impressive it was. UCLA, they have one of the best offenses in the country. Their point guard is incredible. The problem with them has been defense, but, the game should be very high pace, fast paced, and high scoring. It should be a fun game.
All right, I have a question for you as it relates to that. You said Oregon pulled off a win not too long ago by 30 points at least?
Yes, they beat Arizona, who was ranked 4th or 5th, I believe.
You think it'd be fair to say that gives them an early edge heading into March Madness in a couple of weeks? They could be a favorite for the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I think they're definitely being undervalued. What happened with Oregon that was interesting is Oregon came in the season ranked 4th or 5th. And then they had some injuries, so they lost 3 or 4 games early in the season, and people kind of forgot about them.
Right.
But now they're fully healthy, and I think if they get the right kind of matchups in the NCAA tournament, that I think they could actually have a chance to win the entire thing.
Absolutely. Well, only time will tell. Meanwhile, I actually have a doubleheader tonight for What's Hot.
I'm hyped up.
Because tonight marks the return to Fox of one of my favorite reality shows, MasterChef Junior. And that is where the greatest home cooks between the ages of 8 and 13 compete for $100,000. And I gotta tell you, considering that this show's for kids, you may not think it's much, but these kids are pretty smart as far as their palates. So they know what they're talking about.
It always amazes me, just in general, when children that young have such impressive talent so early. I couldn't even wipe my ass when I was 8 years old. And these kids are cooking
Blair, did you have to say that live on the web? It's a family show.
These kids are cooking these amazing meals, getting yelled at all the time by Gordon Ramsay.
Actually, he doesn't yell at them that much. He's more of a judge in this show instead of a boss.
But I couldn't imagine being on Fox and cooking all these great meals when I was 9 years old.
Right.
I can barely cook now. I can barely put a Pop-Tart in the toaster. And these kids are 8, 9 years old and doing these crazy things. It's amazing.
So that'll be very interesting to check out. And it's all right. Now, this one, the second one is a YouTube exclusive. And this is directed to all you parents out there who have young children. Because I found something not too long ago that I think you might be interested in. There is a channel here on YouTube called The Cozy Chair, which is basically a story time channel based out of Utah. And there's a different theme every month, but there are tons and tons of classic books, great books for kids on the channel. Rebecca, the lead storyteller, does an amazing job, the creator. So shout out to you. And you guys have got to check this out because when I was looking into it not too long ago, I found plenty of books that I've never even heard of. And being that I'm someone who works with kids in my day-to-day life, I knew that this would be a hot one. So make sure you check that out. It's The Cozy Chair on YouTube. So if you're a parent out there and you're looking for new sources for your kids,
James, what was your favorite book
that's
as a kid?
one.
What was your favorite book as a kid?
Well, I always loved
You're
anything.
breathing very hard, by the way.
I always loved anything by Dr. Seuss because of the
What was
rhyming.
your favorite Dr. Seuss book? Tell him.
Oh, do I have to say?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, I was a big fan of the Cat in the Hat.
Who didn't like the Cat in the Hat? That's probably one of his most popular. God, are you okay?
Yeah.
You need a break? You want me to talk for a couple minutes?
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
Anyway, but that about wraps it up for tonight. So thank you very much for watching, Blair. Thank you as always. And until next time, the King and Blair love you.
The King's about to have a heart attack, it looks like.
Dude, you don't need to do that on a
Got excited talking about books.